Good day and hello students. I will be your instructor for today's lesson. My name is Michael Joaquin Rebenque and you can call me Sir Rebenque.
Good day as well, sir.
Thanks for answering, Ms. Elliot. Before we start our lesson, may I ask how is everyone doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's nice to hear. Let's now proceed to our lesson. Our topic for today is about two comparatives together in grammar. What are the things you observe presented on the screen? Please click raise hand button if you are ready to answer, class. Yes, Miss Salget.
Um, well, sir, these are objects and persons. Some looks like has a meaning and corresponding action po.
Yes, you're partly correct. Good observation, Miss Salget. Good job. Okay, let's proceed on our next slide. Again, what are the things you observe presented on the screen? Please click the raise hand button if you are ready to answer. Again, yes, Miss Salget.
Hello again, sir. All of the words I think are adjective.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry for the interruption. Again, yes, that is correct, Miss Helget. Each word presented on the screen is an adjective word. Again, let's proceed on our next slide. We have here pictures that was presented earlier as well as the adjective words. Now, students, you're going to identify the corresponding adjective word on each images presented on the screen. Are you ready, class?
Yes, sir. I'm ready na po.
Okay, if you're ready, let's now proceed on our lesson. Uh, we have here our first image. We have here something like rock or a stone. What do you think the adjective word correspond to this picture, Miss Salget?
Hello, sir. I think the word that is corresponding to this one is the word hard, sir.
Let's check if you are right. Yes, that is correct. A hard rock or a stone. Good job, Miss Salget. Well, let's proceed on our next picture. We have here something like a brainy person and a book. What do you think the answer, Miss Salget?
I think the answer, sir, is smart po.
Again, let's check if you are correct. Yes, that is right. Smart person. Well done, Miss Salget. Again, for our third image, we have here something like a microphone. Again, will you answer this uh, image, Miss Salget?
Yes po, sir. For this number, for the third question, my answer is loud, sir, or yes, sir, loud po.
Let's check if you are correct. Yes, that is right. Loud uh, microphone or speaker. And let's move on our fourth image. We have here something like a person. And what do you think the answer, Miss Salget?
I think this person is angry po.
Let's check if you are right. Yes, our adjective word in this image is angry. Well done, Miss Salget. And for our next image, we have here a person again. What do you think the answer, Miss Salget?
I think, sir, Rebenque, the answer for this number is that man is strong.
Let's check if you are right. Yes. That is correct. Good job, Mr. Get. Uh, our fifth image corresponds with a strong person. And let's proceed on our sixth image. We have here like a son and a boy. What do you think the correspond adjective verb in this image, Miss Elget?
Hot, sir.
Let's check if you are right. Yes, that is right as well, Miss Elget. Good job. We have here a boy and a son, and our corresponding adjective is the word hot. And let's proceed on our next image. We have here like graph. And what do you think the answer on this image, Miss Elget?
Low po, sir.
Let's check if you are right. And yes, that's correct. Our adjective verb corresponds to this image is the word low. Again, let's proceed on our eighth image. We have here something like big man. What do you think the adjective verb corresponds to this image, Mr. Get?
Mm, I think, sir, the word that is corresponding to this image is gigantic.
Check if you are correct. And yes, that is right. Good job, Mr. Get. And let's move on the last image. We have here again a person who looks like working. And what do you think the correspond adjective verb in this image, Miss Salget?
Tiresome po.
Let's check if you are correct. Yes, that is right. Uh, it looks like a person who is tired. And now all of your answers is correct. And now let's proceed on the next slide. Okay. Before we move on the next set of examples, first let me discuss some of the things we need to remember when transforming or changing adjective verbs into a comparative expression. As you can see on the first table here, we have here one syllable adjective and their comparative form. We have here adjective verb which is small and its comparative form which is smaller. The second adjective verb is the word cold and its comparative form which is colder. Now let's proceed on the examples. We have here the word light. What do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
I think, sir, the comparative form of light is lighter.
Let's check if you are correct. And yes, that is right. How about the word wide, Miss Salget?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
My answer, sir, for this one is wider po.
Let's check if you are right. And yes, that is correct. Good job. Well done, Miss Salget. Okay, on the second table, we have here two-syllable adjective and their comparative form. We have here adjective word, which is crazy, and its comparative form, which is crazier. Now, let's move on the examples. We have the word happy. What do you think its comparative form, Mr. Get?
I think the comparative form of happy, sir, is happier.
Let's check if you are correct. Yes, that is right. How about the word early?
Earlier po, sir.
Let's check if you are right. And yes, that is correct as well. Well done, Mr. Get. On the third table, we have here adjective verb and their comparative form. As you can see that this is somehow different from what we discussed earlier. This type of transforming or changing adjective word into comparative expression is also called irregular forms. Okay, before we proceed on our next set of examples, let's answer this first. We have here word We have here an adjective word which is expensive. What do you think its comparative form? It's Miss Selget.
I'm not sure, sir. Expensive, sir.
Let's check if you are correct. No, that is incorrect, Miss Selget. Its comparative form is more expensive since there is no word like expensive. How about the word beautiful?
My answer, sir, is more beautiful.
Yes, that is correct. Good job, Miss Selget. I hope you learn our things that we need to learn on this slide. Let's now move on our next slide. I okay, I forgot the answer and you are correct. Again, let's move on our next slide. Let's test what are the things you have learned so far. Are you ready, class?
Yes, sir.
Now, will you please give the comparative expression of the adjective word presented on the screen? I will present the word each. Okay, first we have here the word fast. What do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
I think the comparative word of fast is faster, sir.
Yes, that is correct. Fast is a one-syllable word and its comparative form is faster. Now let's move on our next adjective word. We have here a word busy. What do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
Busier, sir.
Yes, that's correct as well because our word is has two syllable and ending in y. So therefore, we need to change it into comparative form by adding IER at the ending of the word. Okay, let's now proceed on our third example. We have here the word practical. What do you think its comparative form, Miss Alget?
I think the comparative form, sir, of practical is more practical.
Yes, that is correct as well because there is no word such thing as practicaler or practicalier. So therefore, we need to add a word which is more before the adjective word. Let's now move on our fourth example here. We have here the word silly. And what do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
Sillier po.
Yes, that is correct. It is silly is also a two-syllable word ending in y. So therefore, its comparative form is sillier. Now let's move on our next word. We have here the word intelligent. And what do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
I think the comparative form of intelligence, sir, is more intelligent.
Yes, that is correct as well. You can see there is no word as intelliger or intelligier. So therefore, we need to add a word which is more before our adjective word which is intelligent. Now let's move on our next word. We have here a word sweet. And what do you think its comparative form, Miss Salget?
Sweeter po, sir.
Yes, that is correct. Sweet is one syllable adjective. So therefore, we need to add a suffix on its ending to make it a comparative expression. Now let's move on our next word. We have here the word good. And what do you think its comparative form, Mr. Get?
I think, sir, the comparative word of good is better po.
Yes, that is correct. As we discussed earlier, good is a irregular form. So therefore, there is no there is no such thing as adding or putting a word which is more before our adjective, and all you need to do is change the whole word to make it a comparative form, which is good, and its comparative form, which is better. Now let's move on our next word. We have here the word wise. And what do you think its comparative expression, Miss Salget?
Wiser po.
Yes, that is correct. Wise is also a one syllable word, so therefore its comparative form is wiser. And now let's move on our last word, which is sleepy. And what do you think its comparative form, Miss Alget?
I think, sir, the comparative word of sleepy is sleepier.
Yes, that is correct. Sleepy is also a two syllable adjective form, so therefore its comparative expression is sleepier. I hope you learned some things on these exercises, and now we will move on to our next slide. Two comparatives together, cause and effect. We have here the second one, which is shortening comparatives. Uh, Wait, allow me to explain first our types of comparative adject comparatives, two comparatives together in this lesson. Let's use these things we have learned about adjectives and their comparative expression into sentences to make sentence containing two comparatives together. First, we have here comparatives together that shows cause and effect. And the second one is shortening comparatives, which is the idea is to shorten the sentence. Third is comparatives together that shows change. And the last one is long comparatives together that shows change. And let's take a look at our example here. Okay, I will read our example. The harder I study, the smarter I get. What do you observe on the first example, Miss Salget?
Sir, as I observe the first example, I think there is two adjective which is in comparative form, and it clearly show cause and effect po.
Yes, that is right. If you analyze the sentence, it was formed by having two clauses that shows cause and effect. Now let's move on our next example. We have here, how do you like your coffee? The stronger, the better. And its usual form, which is the stronger the coffee is, the better it tastes. And what do you think of this example with Salget?
Hello again, sir. I think there is two comparative expression, a regular and an irregular one. The sentence was shortened and still understandable po.
And yes, you are correct, Miss Salget. Good job. The sentence was shortened, but the meaning is still the same. How about our third example here? What do you observe, Miss Salget?
Well, sir, for the third one, I think there is one adjective word which is in comparative form and the word is repeated po.
Yes, that is right. The comparative expression in the sentence is repeated to show extremeness of change. Okay, how about this one? Allow me to read the last example. Buildings are getting more and more gigantic. And what do you think of this one, Miss Salget?
I think for this one poster, there is one adjective and a comparative form which is irregular po.
Yes, that is correct. We can see that there is a repeated comparative expression in the sentence before the adjective word to show change. That is very good observation. Came from Miss Salget. Well done. Now let's move on our next slide. Okay, I have here two comparatives together examples and try to analyze what is the missing comparative form in each sentence. Do you understand, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first one, allow me to read it. The louder the neighbor noise, the angrier the people gets. What do you think is the missing comparative expression in the sentence, Miss Salget?
I think, sir, it is louder and angrier po.
Oh, I'm sorry, I already you see the answer. So yes, that is correct. Good job, Miss Salget. How about this one?
Um,
The blank. Wait, Miss Salget. Allow me to read it first. The blank. What do you think of its missing comparative expression?
I think, sir, the missing comparative expression po is um, the less and better, sir.
Let's check if you are correct. And yes, that is correct. The less, the best, the less, the better is our sentence here. How about the third one? Allow me to read it. The COVID cases is decreasing blank and blank. What do you think it's missing comparative expression, Miss Salget?
I think my answer would be lower and lower po.
Let's check if you are right. And yes, you are right. Our sentence here is the COVID-19 cases is decreasing lower and lower. Well done, Miss Salget. Now let's move on our last example. Allow me to read it. My school has become blank Tarzan. What do you think is the answer, Miss Salget?
I think the answer, sir, would be more and more po.
Check if you are right. Yes, you are correct. The sentence is my school has become more and more tiresome. Again, I hope you learned something from this slide, and now we will move on our next slide. Please observe the image presented on the screen. And after 30 seconds, I will ask some of you about your observation. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may take your time, 30 seconds, and I will call somebody to answer it. Okay, time is up. Okay, Miss Salget, what do you think this person doing?
I think, sir, this person is studying po.
Yes. Yes, that is right. Why is he studying?
Maybe, sir, to get smarter.
Why he needs to get smarter?
Maybe, sir, he has low grades.
Okay. What do you think he needs to do?
I think, sir, what he needs to do is to study harder po.
Okay. What will happen if he study harder?
If he study harder, he will get high grades.
Okay. What will happen if he get good grade?
If he will get good grades, sir, then he will have a better future.
Okay, that is right. Therefore, we can conclude that we have formed sentences that has two comparatives together. And let's check it. He is studying harder to get smarter. He needs to get higher grade for better future. And now let's move on our next slide. This is our last exercises for today's lesson. Now, for better understanding of two comparatives together in a sentence, you will answer this set of examples that will be presented on the screen later. Here's the instruction. I will give you a dependent clause and you will complete the sentence it by providing another clause. First, we have here the more you study. Please click the raise hand button if you are ready to answer. Yes, Miss Salget.
Hello, sir. My answer for this one is that the more you study, the more you learn, sir.
And yes, that is correct. You have made a sentence which contains two comparatives together. And let's move on our next dependent clause. We have here the less I have to worry about saving. And how about this one? Please click the raise hand button if you're ready to answer. Again, yes, Miss Salget.
For this one, sir, my answer would be the less money I spend, the less I have to worry about saving, sir.
Yes, that's very good of you by completing our sentences which I only provide a dependent clause. Again, let's move on our next dependent clause and think if you can answer it. Allow me to read it first. The faster the car is. And please click the raise hand button if you're ready to answer. Okay, yes, Miss Selget.
For number three, sir, my answer would be the faster the car is, the more dangerous it is to drive.
Yes, that is correct. Your sentence contains two comparative expression which is faster and more, and it shows uh, cause and effect. How about this dependent clause? The higher the higher the scores will be, and what do you think? And what is your answer on this one, Miss Salget?
For this one, so sir, the higher the scores will be, um, I'm sorry, sir. The more the students study for the test, the higher their scores will be.
Yes, that is right. Your sentence is you are really good at creating sentences that contains two comparatives together, Miss Salget. Well done. How about this one? You have here work more. Please complete its sentence by providing your own sentence.
Work more, save more. Hello, sir. My answer po is work more,
Let's wait
save
a bit.
more.
Hmm. You got a little choppy right there. So again, your answer is work more, save more,
Yes,
and
sir.
that is correct. And this and the example and sentence rather that you provided is a type of two comparatives together that is the shortening comparatives because we have here the shorter versions of word which is work more and save more. And let's proceed on our last dependent clause. Let's try if you can think a clause that will fit in this sentence, clause rather. And what is your answer on this one, Miss Salget?
Hello, sir. Am I heard po?
Yes.
So, sir, my answer for this one is that the nicer the customer service representative is, the happier the customer will be.
Yes, that is correct. If we analyze each sentence carefully, you will see that sentences has corresponding type of two comparatives together like the cause and effect one shortening comparatives, comparatives showing change, and the long comparatives showing change. Is that clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you don't have any question, we will dismiss the class again. That's the end of our discussion this day. I hope you learned a lot about two comparatives together. Thank you for attending this class. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day po.
Uh,